From 88 Films comes one of the more nutsoid, one of the more bonkers entries in early 90s Hong Kong cinema. This is The Cat from 1991. This is directed by Ngai Choi, who did The Story of Ricky, who, if you know that film, you know how crazy that director could get, with Gloria Yip, Waise Lee, and Christine Ng, and it's presented in Cantonese mono with optional English subtitles. They are very good subtitles that are easy to read and well translated, I will say that. I will also say that I was able to see this film in a theater. My local Alamo Drafthouse played this, and the translation they had on their DCP was not as good as the one on this Blu-ray. So if you did happen to go see this at an Alamo Drafthouse or in a theater recently, know that the subtitles on this 88 disc are better, unless they used the disc to project from, but I'm pretty sure they didn't when I watched this. There are two versions of this. First, I want to talk about the Hong Kong version. This is the film that was released in Hong Kong. This is the film that most of us have seen all these years. It's 89 minutes, and it's a bit nutty. This is based, I learned, on a series of novels, Wesley. And I know after reading about this and hearing about this, there was a film I remember hearing about and seeing the title of years ago called The Wesley's Mysterious File, which I always thought was a weird title, but that's the name of the author character in these stories. So the basic story is that there is a young woman and an older man who are aliens that are looking to find some bad alien that has come to this world and is looking to create mass destruction. This alien can look like anybody, but also can look like this giant, goopy, blob-like, tentacled creature that just engorges and consumes anything in its path. The young lady and the man are looking to stop that. They have a magical cat with them, thus the titular the cat. And into all of this comes a cop and his friend, who is an author, the titular Wesley on the other Wesley stories, who's writing sort of. You hear this through his mind. You hear some narration from the author and the author's wife. It gets very strange. It's a little duller than I thought it would be. Unfortunately, after seeing Story of Ricky and how just bonkers that film is, this film is a much more toned down than that. But when it gets crazy, it gets crazy with a flying cat, which often is a cat that has just been flung, or people floating in the air, or the giant tentacled monster, or when the people are possessed by this creature. It's really crazy. And what everybody talks about with this movie is the junkyard fight between a cat and a dog. The cat is a magical cat. The dog, I think the dog might be possessed. I'm pretty sure the dog is possessed. It's been a while since I've watched this. And it's a dog and a cat fighting like Roddy Piper and Keith David in The Alley and They Live. It's a knockdown, drag out, full contact, including a cat suplexing a dog. It's insane, and you do not want to miss it. It is the centerpiece of the film. It feels like the movie itself feels like it could have lost 10 or 15 minutes, but it certainly has moments that you will remember. So I'm not going to say much more about it than that. It's a crazy, supernatural, but like with a lot of heart. Like the girl is presented very sweetly, despite how gross and bizarre it gets, especially at the end when, I'm not going to give any spoilers here, but toward the end, the creature has really kind of grown to a huge size, and it's taking out chunks of this building, and it's just crazy. So special features. This is really interesting. A lot of times Hong Kong movies will have a different cut for other countries. Some countries want a little bit more salacious stuff in them. Some want a little bit more fighting in them. Some want a little bit more, if it's a martial arts film, some want a little bit more featuring actors from their country in them. And you'll watch an alternate cut and it'll be a little bit longer. So this alternate cut of the film is 97 minutes, which is almost 10 minutes longer than the Hong Kong cut. And you're like, oh, it must be more dialogue. I started watching this, figured I'm just going to kind of fast forward through this and watch what's different so I can talk to you about it. It's almost entirely different. It's almost entirely a different movie. It's presented from tape, 4x3 letterbox, so it doesn't look that great. It's the best master that could be found. The title on screen, excuse me, I get choked up when I talk about alternate titles, is Monster War, aka The Cat, 9 Lives, which is presented in somewhat rougher quality. And it has a lot of kind of like ghosting and strobing during horizontal motion on the screen, but totally replaces the leads from the Hong Kong version. It's about different people. Like the movie follows different people. It has some characters that are the same, and some of the effects are the same, but It's different actors that speak Japanese. They play characters that you never see in the Hong Kong version of it. The lead character in the Hong Kong version, the writer and his wife, are not in this. The main cop who played his friend is in this, but in a much more sinister, smaller role. Like he's like a henchman who eventually has a bigger role, as opposing to being main hero character throughout the film. It keeps the gore and the effects scenes. Some are sort of rearranged or resequenced to different moments in the film. Some of the scenes were reshot with the alternate cast, so some of the scenes are like the same scenes from the Hong Kong version, but with the Japanese cast. And some of the scenes are like similar, but kind of go in different directions. It's pretty much a different film, and it's certainly like a fresh experience in watching it this way. It's really pretty nuts. So extras on this include a commentary by Frank Zheng, an interview with writer Gordon Chan, a stills gallery that is 2 minutes and it's set to the score, and the trailer, which is 4.5 minutes, and it feels like it's maybe the new transfer of the film cut to the audio of the original trailer, which I don't always love, but sometimes if the only version you have is like a bad videotape copy, it approximates what people would have seen in the theater back then. So I'm going to do a quick little cut and show you what the packaging looks like. Slightly better resolution so that you can see this. This is a really nice package from 88. When they really want to go out, they really go all out. So you have a slip case, which, because I'm particular, I kept the shrink wrap on, which slips off. I think I kept it on here because with the shrink wrap, it's a little hard to slip it off. Then you have a really nice box. This is one of those, hello? This is one of those really nice matte finish wraparound slip cases, hard shell. And then out of that slips the disc itself. So same artwork, front and back. Crack it open and you get a nice little image on the disc. It's really, if you love this movie, this is like the ultimate version of it. You get the alternate poster art, the original Hong Kong poster art there for the film. And then, but wait, there's more. You get a nice little hard card version of the Hong Kong poster on one side and the newly commissioned art on the other. And then you get a book. You get a nice little book, which is another nice matte finish cover, front and back, with some new art and some old pictures in the Hong Kong or Japanese. Sometimes I can't tell. Believe that's Hong Kong artwork. And if I'm wrong, you let me know that I can't read language I can't read. And then inside is filled with photos from the new transfer and stills. And the contents are Cast and Crew, That Cat is Dangerous, a retrospective look at the filmography of Lam Ngai Choi with Paul Bramhall, and Body Horror, the warped cinema of Lam Ngai Choi with Matthew Edwards, by Matthew Edwards. And again, there's just cool photos all the way throughout this. This is a really excellent set. I didn't love the movie, but it's the kind of movie that you get and you're like, well, I need to have this cat versus dog fight on my shelf because people need to see this. So, it's worth having just for that. So available now from 88 Films on 4K, not 4K, on Blu-ray. And this is I wanted to tell you what region it was. Look it up. It's certainly region A. It might also be region B, the cat.